Hey Box Life viewers, Coach Sean here, CrossFit Level 2. We're back on the channel today to take a look at the strict press. If you haven't already, just like and subscribe to the channel to stay in the loop for all of our fitness content. So in this video today, we are going to be taking a look at the shoulder press, strict press, military press, whatever you guys want to call it. We'll review maybe why you would add this to your training routine, what are the benefits, how to do it correctly, take a look at some common flaws, and then some fixes to make sure that you guys are well on your way to doing the strict press properly. All right, so to start things off, guys, let's just talk a little bit about why we would do a shoulder press, what are the benefits. So first off, it's full body. Really, when you strict press, there's not 1 inch of your body that's not working hard. We got the legs locked out, we got the core stability, we're using the shoulders, and we're pressing that weight overhead. So tons of benefits, on top of which this is mostly a movement that'll work on your strength or muscular endurance. So anyone that wants to get stronger pressing overhead, stronger core, this is a movement for you. Or if you want to work on being able to do more reps in a pressing movement, more muscular endurance, this is also a great movement to add for maybe higher reps, lighter weight. So we got both ends of the spectrum. Again, full body movement, lots of core stability. So it's a bang for your buck, great movement choice to add to your routine. All right, so let's jump into it. We're gonna take a look at how to strict press. I'm gonna just demo the movement real quick with the bar, and then we'll talk about the steps you wanna take. And we'll take it from a side view as well. Great, so let's dive into it. First off, I got my hands about shoulder width or a little bit wider than the shoulders. When you place the bar on the shoulders for a strict press, we want the elbows slightly in front of the bar, just so that those shoulders are engaged, everything's tight. We've got a full grip on the bar. So if you guys are familiar with front squats and a front rack position, we don't want to go there. We want to keep the bar basically in contact above the wrist so that the weight of the bar is going all the way through the forearm. So if we're too high, we won't be able to press off as efficiently. So we're going to keep the elbows just slightly in front for that press, bar fully in the hands. I've got my feet hip width, weight is on the heels, legs are locked out, belly's in, butt squeezed. We're gonna get that chin out of the way and press. So for the shoulder press, it starts on the shoulders and finishes locked out overhead. My arms are completely locked out. There's no bend in the elbows. I'm stable overhead, and then I can come back down into the next rep. And that's it. Okay, so we talked a little bit about how to do the movement properly. I showed you guys a couple of strict press. Let's go over some common flaws and fixes. Sometimes when we go to do our strict press, you'll have an athlete that loses that midline stability, so my belly's coming forward and I'm arching my back to get that bar overhead. One of the ways you guys can avoid this is by taking a big breath in before you press, sucking in that belly, pinning the ribs down, and then pressing with the breath held, belly in, and the ribs down. Which leads me to the next flaw, which is sometimes related to the arching back, is we get those knees caving during the press. So if I've got soft legs and I start to press, sometimes my knees bend, which is either gonna force me into this arched back position, which we just talked about, or just won't allow me to have enough stability to finish my press properly. This could be a simple fix for the arched back as well, is just think about locking out those knees, using your quads, flexing them hard and tight, and keeping those legs contracted throughout the press. So not having this soft knee position. We also want to avoid moving the head. One of the things we talk about is getting the head out of the way. We definitely don't want to do this. So it's more about just tucking in that chin and then having the bar pass right in front of the face in a straight line. If you do it properly, that bar might even kiss your nose on the way up and down. Which leads me to another common fault, which would be the bar coming too far away from your center of mass. So if people are pressing out like this, they're gonna have way less chance of having the bar get up with a heavy load. We wanna make sure that it stays as close to you as possible on the way up and down. Thinking about where that weight is positioned on the feet. Because an athlete that sets themselves up with the weight too far forward on the toes is already gonna have that bar starting further away from their center of mass versus the athlete who starts with the weight back on the heels. So if you can see here, I'm already a little bit too much on my toes. That press will not go well. Boom, I set myself up on the heels. And now I've got a lot better chance of successfully completing my lift. Sometimes maybe we're just not aware of a limited mobility issue, but ideally those elbows get fully locked out with the weight over your head. So we want to make sure that we're not just stopping when we feel like it, but when we've actually locked out the elbows and there's no more room to go up. All right, so we just covered some common flaws and fixes. Before we wrap things up, I'll just show you guys a couple of different alternatives to the strict press. I got a pair of dumbbells over here. Dumbbells are always a great way to mix things up. That would be my strict press with dumbbells. So in a front rack here with the elbows under the wrists, make sure those dumbbells are starting on the shoulders like this. Press it up overhead. The same principles apply to the dumbbells as the bar in terms of points of performance and stuff. I would say the added benefits to dumbbell training is just that requirement of stabilizing both sides separately, right? You're not talking about a fixed object like the bar. You've got two independent weights happening on either side, which just adds a little bit more complexity and stability into the stimulus. So have fun with that. We can also just quickly take a look at the seated press. This one is definitely a little bit easier than a standing press, guys. We're using less of the body that way. You're not forced to stabilize and balance on the feet. This is much more of an isolated upper body variation, but certainly one that you can throw into your training every once in a while. Okay, Box Life viewers. So hopefully you enjoyed the video today. Just a quick recap, we looked at the strict press. Hopefully you guys thought that was interesting. I'd like to see you guys adding that to your workout routine, whether it's for a 1 rep max, a 3, a 5, looking to build strength, or maybe you guys are trying to get better endurance in the shoulders, so you're doing more like 10, 20, 30 reps in your workout. or even more than that. It's a great exercise, full body, core to extremity. Please like, subscribe, and think about sharing the video with your friends. Leave your comments, questions, and maybe your own personal experiences with strict press in the comment section below. And we'll see you around for the next fitness video from Box Life.